Hello everyone, it's Kari from sunshineonmypocket.com, and I'm so excited to participate in the Whimsy Stamps Snow Amazing Hop and Giveaway. Throughout this hop, each team member is sharing their take on the Whimsy Stamps Snowball Family stamp set, which is this right here. Please remember this is a hashtag driven hop, and you must click on the hashtag in the title to find all the participating channels. I'll also list them in the description box below for you. So here's the products I'm going to be using today. I've got the Snowball Family No Fuss masks as well as the stamp set, and I'm going to be using this Loop-de-Doos 1 die set to make some ornaments or tags. And I just love these sets together. Look at how perfect some of these fit. Now this one is a little bit too tall, but I'm going to show you how we're going to make it fit on our ornament today. And with just a little bit of ingenuity and smart thinking, we're going to turn this into a really great tag or ornament. So I'm starting out by cutting out a bunch of the largest Loop-de-Doo 1 dies. This is the inside piece of that die, so the center portion. And I'm also going to turn these into shaker tags because you know I love a good shaker. And so this is really fun to build. So let me just show you what we're going to do. First of all, for the first one, I'm going to use these 3 snowmen right here. It's like the little snowman family, so cute. And I'm going to take the No Fuss masks that match and put them over each of those little snowmen right there. Now I love the No Fuss instant masks. I wish I had No Fuss instant masks for all of my stamp sets that I own because look how easy this is going to be. I didn't have to stamp it twice, cut out the mask, put it on. No, they were already done for me. And so that, in my opinion, is just awesome. For this first one, I'm going to ink up the background, and because those masks are on there, we're going to be protecting the little snowmen. I've got a light shade of pink. Now I'm coming in with a darker shade of pink, and then I'm going to actually come in with a purple to darken it up even more. And so I'm just using some of the inks I have in my craft studio, and look at how vibrant this is going to turn out with that darker shade of purple. I will go back over it again with the pinks so that this is going to be quite vibrant, a really beautiful sky behind them. So once we get that finished, I'm going to splatter a little snow on the background using some distress paint. This is just the white picket fence distress paint, and I'm just going to take a little bit of that and water it down just a touch so that it becomes really easy to splatter on that background. Now I'm using a smaller paintbrush, so these are going to be smaller little snowflake looking dots in the background. And when this dries, some of them do turn a little bit pink to match the background ink, but so it's kind of a subtle snowfall, which I really like. Now in order to create a shaker tag, we're going to need to build up these outside pieces of the die. And the top one is going to have a little acetate on it, so I'm using my little trick of using a dryer sheet. It's just an old dryer sheet I have to wipe off that acetate so it's not going to stick to my shaker pieces, and that static cling will kind of be taken care of a little bit. And I'm going to glue this top one onto that acetate and allow it to dry fully before I trim that down. Now I'm just kind of taking a look to see how big I want my snowbank. So I'm using that same die to cut out a piece of glitter paper to create the snow that they're going to sit on top of. And I'm just kind of making a little bit of a hill here, trimming that down a little bit, trying to make it work so that it looks like they're sitting on that glittery snowy hill. Now there's the acetate piece. I just trimmed around the edges there. Now I'm going to build up some of these outline dies right here because we're going to create enough height so that it can shake around all the little shaker bits we're going to put inside. I think I cut out 5 or 6 layers to build up here. I wish I would have done a couple of more though, so it does depend on how thick your paper is. and how thick your shaker pieces are as to how many you want to put together here. I think like I said, I did 5 or 6 here. I wish I would have done a couple more. So I put the acetate piece right on top there, and now I'm just going to check to see if that looks like it's going to be enough room. I'm thinking that it might be, but maybe adding another one here would be good. So that there is about 6 layers, and I think that might be enough. Now I'm going to take this piece here from the Shaker Maker Glitter Globe die set and cut out some of those snowflakes and dots that it cuts out from the center. I love all of these pieces, especially with some glitter paper. It's going to be so pretty, so I went ahead and cut those out. We're not going to use those yet though, because I need to create this piece right here that's going to work as our background. Let's go ahead and remove those masks. I'm going to keep all of these masks because they are reusable, and I like to just reuse them over and over until they stop sticking. So you can use them a number of times, which is really great. So I'm just going to remove this one here. This one really wanted to stick. There we go. And I'll put that back on my No Fuss Instant Mask sheet. And now I'm just going to color up these snowmen just a little bit with some light purples on this one. I usually like to add a little bit of color to my snowman to really make the whites pop. So I've got BV 000 and BV 000, and I'm just using those, and then I'll blend those out with the colorless blender a little bit. So that's going to give it a little bit of shading, a little shadow, and make them pop just a touch. I'll add a little to this side as well, just like that. Aren't they happy? Look at their little smiling faces. I think they're so cute. All right, so that's the background. Now it's time to stamp a little sentiment, and I'm going to silver heat emboss this to match all our silver elements on this. I chose the Happy Holidays stamp from the stamp set. So there I'll just stamp it with some clear sticky ink, add some silver embossing powder, and then heat set that with my heat tool. It's a really, really cute little sentiment. And now we're ready to put the whole thing together. So I have one more piece of the outline die there, and I'm going to place the inside piece right inside of it, and then I'm going to take some good old-fashioned clear tape and just tape them together. The reason I want to tape this together is because I want this to be my background for the shaker bits, and I want it all to be one piece. So I'm taping all the way around. I'm not leaving any bit untaped. So all the way around, just taking small pieces of tape to do that so that it becomes one piece with nowhere that those shaker bits and sequins can escape. And now I'm adding a piece to the background to clean up all that tape. So I'm adding one extra piece to the background and one extra inside piece to the background. That's going to cover up all the tape. And if you want to stamp that first, like a handmade by stamp on the back, you certainly can do that, and that would be a good time to do it before you're putting all the shaker pieces together. And now we can put the shaker pieces right inside, just like this, and we'll add the acetate piece over the top that we built up 6 layers high. So there's all those pieces right there. Now these I did cut out of that glitter paper, so they're thicker than I thought, which is why I wish I made it just a tiny bit taller. And you'll see that in just a minute. I did glue some of the sequins and some of the snowflakes up on the top so that they always stayed in the same place. So it just makes for a cute little scene. And now here's where I'm just testing this out, making sure it's all going to work right. It looks great. So let's go ahead and add this to the top. This is the acetate piece with all of those layers. Just like that. And then we'll go ahead and add the glitter paper snowbank right to the top of the acetate. So that way that's not going to get in the way of anything shaking around. And there we go. You can see some of the snowflakes do stick just a little bit, but it still does shake, and it's really, really cute. Now I'll take a little bit of twine here and make a little tag holder or ornament holder, whichever you want. And that's our first shaker. Now I'm going to make another one, and I'm going to make it a lot quicker, but I just wanted to show you how I made it work with the taller snowflake or snowman putting the star on top of the tree. I actually masked off the bottom portion of the tree and the snowman, and I stamped them just like that. So I masked it off with some tape, pulled the tape off right there before I stamp it, and then stamp it down. So you see, I'm just going to get a portion of that stamp, and it's really, really cute. I am going to darken this up just a little bit than what you see here, but I wanted to get this masked off and colored in the background. So I'm using the same masks, but I'm just allowing the mask to go over the edge of that ornament. And it still works just the same way. So you can just use that partial mask there. I didn't cut it because I wanted to reuse this mask at a later time, but that's all there is to it. And then I'll go ahead and ink it up with 3 different colors of blue inks this time to make a really bright, vibrant background. And you'll see I'm just going to speed through the rest of this a little bit faster because I've already done this in the previous one. But here I am removing the mask, and now we can add a little bit of color. And on this one, see, I'm saving that mask for later. On this one, I used some shades of blue to color up those little snowmen. I added some yellow for the stars and darkened up that tree with a Copic multi-liner. Super simple, and I added a smaller snowbank to that one, to the blue one, and a few shaker pieces. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget it's part of a video hop. Follow the hashtag below or the videos that I have linked in the description below to see all the rest of them. And don't forget to like and comment and follow the instructions in the description below to be entered to win. Thanks for stopping by today. We'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.